So you got a lot of news for us, Harry?
Of course. It's been a while since we've had
Konnan doesn't even know what's
Lucha
going
Libre
on.
news.
He's been hallucinating. He's been learning how to talk again. Yeah.
God forbid if something like that ever happens to you, because I'm going to go all in.
What do you mean by go all in?
Well, it seems to you that's funny what happened to me.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make. I mean, we could either like be sad about it. Or we could try to make.
Nobody
some
says to
humor
be sad. You don't got to be a dick about it. But go
out of it.
ahead.
I'm being a dick.
Dude, I'm still going through a lot of shit, so I'm pretty sensitive about this.
All right.
Going over to the other side of the river when it comes to wrestling in Mexico, Arena Mexico, interesting enough, Tony Khan in his media rounds promoting his pay-per-view this weekend said that he has a lot of interest of running a show in Mexico and he wants it to be in Arena Mexico. Konnan, you know that they got a relationship going on. Would you be surprised if it happens, if it doesn't happen?
No, I wouldn't be surprised because they'd sell out, because, they've never had that many because they only took 2 or 3 wrestlers and they sold out. So if they took 15 wrestlers or whatever, it would be a massive sellout.
So do you think that they need to run an AEW show, a Dynamite that's like AEW wrestlers, or do they have to mix it in with CMLL wrestlers to have a good response?
I think since they've been seeing some of the wrestlers, I think they'd still have and since it's TV for the United States, it would do good either way. I mean, they're the ones that were kind of the catalyst for Arena Mexico, their business booming again.
Cool. So we'll see if that happens. It was just Tony Khan throwing it out there during an interview, and it'll be entertaining. Que bonito. Have you heard about that situation, Konnan, recently?
Dude,
no?
I just imagine this. For 5 weeks, I don't know anything. You know what I'm saying?
But Dave went on there and tried to explain how it didn't really.
Didn't it just win again? Didn't NXT have a higher?
Don't you have the numbers?
Bro, AEW's stuck in the mud. But it's like, what are you going to do?
I saw a tweet that said that
so after this, I'm sorry, Harry. After this, we're going to do a Dynamite review if you want to stay on and review it with us.
Cool.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm down. So there's this thing, the show that's co-produced between AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling in Japan early next year. There's this thing called the International Women's Cup, where it's going to be one representative from AEW, one from CMLL, one from Stardom, and I'm blanking on who the fourth promotion is. Right. And
whose idea is this?
I don't know, dude. I mean, I'm a fan of AEW, and I'm not interested in all.
How could you be? Then you'd have to be interested in CMLL and Stardom and all these, Jesus Christ.
Which would you say? Because it's New Japan, CMLL.
AEW, and I'm blanking on
Ring of Honor. What's the same thing? And Stardom. So
it might be Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah, it says Ring of Honor, yeah. And Stardom and CMLL. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, so I'm not interested, but it includes CMLL, and this is a list of who's are going to be having a qualifying match to go to that International Women's Cup at the Tokyo Dome. Celsis, who is their world champ. Reina Isis, who is their Grand Prix champ. Persephone, who is their Universal champ, and Sanelli, who is their national champ. The winner will advance to Wrestle Dynasty in the Tokyo Dome in January in Japan. But I'm like, for starters, I was like, besides Celsius, I was like, who? And then I end up seeing that they all have championships. I'm like, well, that's something that they just keep pushing out there. Apparently, it goes well with those two companies. But the big attraction right now so far in that show in Japan is Ricochet versus Zack Sabre Jr., who is the New Japan Pro Wrestling champion.
Yeah, that'll be a great match.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing match, but I'm like, you got to fill up that show, man. It's going to be back-to-back nights in Japan. If you want the fans to support, it's not just going to be AEW.
Well, when is this show?
I think it's one night after the Wrestle Kingdom.
What day is that, January?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the January 5th.
They've got like 2 months to fill it out. Yeah.
And the big thing that did the rounds, and we were talking with Disco a couple of weeks ago, was about Kenny Omega. Kenny's out there, and he did promotion, and he's setting up matches.
Bro,
over
he
there
had the same thing I had, the diverticulitis. That's why you haven't seen him in so many months.
Who?
Kenny Omega.
Kenny, right? Yeah. He must have had some really bad case of it then, huh?
Yeah, because he
said
months.
Because he was feeling terrible for a while, they said, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. I've got a colonoscopy next Monday. How about that?
Nice.
Well,
No
you'll
wonder
be
you were
able to.
smiling so much.
They'll be able to tell there if you have that or not.
Right.
So Kenny Omega actually was in Japan while you were gone, Konnan.
Right.
And he went in the ring, he cut a promo, but then when he went backstage, he had a face-to-face with a wrestler from New Japan, and they kind of did the push and shove. And
Who is this wrestler from New Japan?
Oh, man, I'm trying to get the video here for you so you can see it. I want to say it's Gabe Kidd, maybe?
Oh, yeah, the kid that screams a lot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's him, but it was a pretty good backstage brawl, and you know how in Japan they got the journalists out there and everything, so somebody recorded it and posted it online, and the punches they threw looked pretty good. So I'm interested in that.
Give me 30 seconds. I got to put the heater on.
Go
Hell of
for
a
it.
deal. Hell of a deal.
And what sucks as an AEW fan is like, man, you're doing business with New Japan as an AEW EVP when we want to see you on TV with AEW. It's definitely something that kind of sucks. But that's the Lucha news for this week that we have going on. And yeah, I mean, there's things going on. Check them out. AAA, CMLL, some luchadors out here in the States with TNA.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah. I did 109,000 on Instagram, so that was cool.
Would you guys like to see the footage of this Kenny Omega Gabe Kidd backstage fight that Harry just
Yeah.
Sure. Alvarez is not very happy about all this, by the way.
Why?
Because Kenny, he had a whole rant. The last thing he was taken out by the elite guys.
Right.
Has been put on the shelf in AEW. Now he's making
he comes back here. Yeah.
In New Japan for that. And bro, he also said New Japan has always been where my heart is, and this is where the best wrestlers are.
Right.
so the
interesting part,
go, what are we doing here? It's like, yeah.
He makes a point.
The interesting part here is that you don't see any professional cameras recording this to use this on TV.
No,
they're doing the fan cam, which makes it look, more organic, which everybody knows doesn't work anyway.
Well, let's just play it.
Right now, we got to be professional and get my fucking name right. What are you talking about, bro? I apologize. So you AEW guys, man, you don't care about this business. You don't care about doing shit with New Japan. You don't care about doing shit with New Japan. You just want to come here, get paid easy money, and do shit. Give me a fight. Hey, I give her a name.
Okay, Jimmy, come on, fuck up, fuck face, what is this shit? Stop!
All right.
Well,
so
that's a little
here's a problem with that angle. It's been overdone so much that unless, you do something spectacular, it's hard to get people to really invest in it. But still, I think the match will be good.
At the end of the day, that's what the sickos like, right? What the sickos want. But like me, as an AEW diehard, I'm like,
would you consider yourself a sicko?
Maybe not a sicko, but an AEW diehard for sure.
How about
as an
a
AEW
purple?
diehard, no.
All right.
I'm like, I want to see Kenny involved in what he left.
Right.
The angle with Okada, with the Young Bucks, and the first time we see him back is with Gabe Kidd. Come on.
Right.
I mean, and it's not like that. And all these wrestlers on AEW now, Konnan, are saying that AEW is fine without me. They're doing
fine without
me.
Yeah, like Kenny Omega said, AEW is doing fine without me. They got a lot of great talent. They don't need. Tony Storm said they're doing. Eddie Kingston, they're doing fine without me. It's like nobody. They're saying that because nobody wants to come back down with the ratings stink because they don't want to be married to the bad ratings. You know what I'm saying?
Hogan move.
But smart though. I mean, why would you want to come back now? It's like they're wrestling in front of like 2,500 people and stuff. It's like
I think we spoke about this yesterday, or I read it somewhere, which is something even their own fans were saying, that instead of going to big places, now they're going. Oh yeah, we were talking about the Comic-Con. They were doing a show and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you come back and you don't pop a number, then it's like, okay, I'm not.
Nobody's going to pop a number there, Harry.
Right.
It's a cold product, unfortunately, but it's their own fault.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.